Welcome to Backyard Basics. One of the questions that comes into Central Texas Gardener quite a bit is about pruning. There's several styles of pruning. First, I'm going to work on this rose. One of the things you need, though, are good pruning shears. This is a big way, the best way to do this. And so when you're working on a rose, you're trying to get it to grow out. I've got this one here in the herb garden, so I wanted to keep it compact. So here's an example of the way we cut it. See that little eye right there? That I want to come out in this direction away from the center of the plant. And you don't want to leave a big stub there, so I cut right above it. Now, here's another one right over here that's already been cut. And you can see that in this case, once again, the eye is coming away from the plant. So now we're trying to generate a nice open plant right here. Here's another one. I might take this one. I'm going to take a good look at this one because it may need to come out entirely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one right down there. See, that opens it up really nice. So the next one that's going to come out of here is this one here, and there's an eye right there. So I'm going to cut right above that eye and get it once again to come out this direction. Oh, all of these things. These are kind of small right here. So this one right here is probably going to have an eye right under there because I don't see it. So I'll take that one off too. I'm going to do a few more cuts right here, and then we'll get to that final phase of what the plant looks like. So as you can see here, after all the cuts are done, this is the final product, and this will make some beautiful growth this coming spring. There's another plant in my herb garden out here. This is a myrtle. They get kind of big and round. It's a beautiful little plant. I'm trying to keep it off the bay though. It was all grown into each other, so I've kind of opened that over there. And what you do is you need a good pair of shears once again, and you just kind of come through here and give it a good shearing. This guy fills back out very nicely, and if you do this, you'll get some nice size on it and some new fresh growth for spring. And then next year, you can come back in here and cut it again, really reduce the overall size. I also found it going into the walkway, so once again I just sheared that out of the walkway and it's all finished. So nice rounded cuts on this evergreen will fill it out. It'll give it a beautiful shape for the herb garden for spring. In another part of the garden, we have some woody perennials, and they need to be cut back too because they get so big, you want to reduce them here in the springtime. And a lot of new growth will come from the base of that. So the shearing of this plant really seems to reduce its overall size, but it'll be really important because the beautiful new leaves are coming out of there, and you'll see a whole new plant. Now, some of the natives are done just in the same way, except we take them down really low to the ground, like the Salvia leucantha or the Copper Canyon daisy. Some of those are really wonderful to cut back because new foliage comes up and you'll appreciate it later in the season. This is a Jerusalem sage, and it's part of our silver garden. You can see that nice silvery growth on there. You can see this is all silver plants in here, so this one needs a little bit of shearing also. It's just getting bigger and bigger, and this year it'll probably really pop. There's two ways of doing this one now. One of the ways of doing it is to come in here and shear some of these off and stimulate some growth down inside. There's a lot of new growth down in there. But on occasion, you might find some woody material. And so what I would do in that case is go on in here. There's the new growth. So I'd take off the woody material right above that growth and make it nice and clean, get that out of there. Now we have a clean look again. So in these types of plants, you'll find both things to be options for you. But as they get older, they get woody, and you need to do your pruner and your lopper at the same time. So getting in here and cutting this thing off just is one of the best ways to shape this. It'll be beautiful and round, and a lot of growth will come out all at the same time. As you can see, in a small garden like this, there are many styles of pruning. Finally, I want to show you here one about the grasses. Now, the native grasses are cut this way. Any of the ornamental grasses you have in your yard, like this lemongrass right here, we cut it back really nice and tight. Then the new growth is going to come out of that and really be beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed all of this information about pruning in your garden and use it this year. I'm Dromgoole. I'll see you next week.